My name is Ache, and I'm usually the host of Maybe You Can Relate. But for this episode, I'm handing over the mic to a new host. You'll be hearing new stories and perspectives, gaining fresh insights, and maybe even learning something along the way. Don't worry, I'm still here and I will continue sharing episodes about my own journey, but now with the added voices and experiences of others. And if you want to host your own episode, check out the caption for more info. I hope you enjoy this episode, and who knows, maybe you can relate.
Hello everyone, I'm Nia, this is Sandra, and we are super grateful to be able to host this podcast episode. The topic of our podcast, it's not our podcast. So this episode is we're gonna be talking about what it's like dating in your late 20s and early 30s.
Spoiler, it sucks.
Spoiler alert, it sucks. It sucks. The dating pool is actually full of pee. The dating pool in Toronto has fecal matter, and it's literally full of pee.
Yeah.
Because I got out of like a 9-year relationship.
12.
We stayed in for far too long.
Way too long.
My
Wow.
sister in Christ. Far too long. So what happened with me was I got into a relationship at 18. And then stayed with that man till I was 26 or 27. And a lot of his ideologies and the way that he viewed things kind of became my mindset and became how I viewed things, and it was honestly horrible. I can't put all the blame on him though, because it's like we were young and trying to figure things out. But I definitely feel like I am more alive now that I'm out of that relationship. Like, I've made better friendships. I've gone out, I've experienced life a little bit, like, to the fullest. Whereas with him, he was just, with me anyway, he was, like, more conservative. Very to himself. Big on, like, perception. Like, what people thought of you really mattered. I'm a content creator. I don't give a flying... Like, I don't care. Like, I will post everything. Anything cringy or embarrassing that happens to me, it's probably on TikTok already. Hey, man. Like, I'm gonna laugh with the rest of the audience. But he was also very red pill. Oh, did you get that vibe?
Yeah.
He was so red pill. Like, think Andrew
like
Tate.
Red pill wannabe, though.
It was like a red pill wannabe. Like, that true,
He's trying
like...
to get into the club, but there's still, like...
There's a line outside and you can't get in.
Line. And, like, dog, you're not dressed to be here.
You're not dressed to be here.
So
you're not tall enough to ride this ride.
You're actually not tall enough to get in there.
He was shorter than me. Oh, God. We're not even going to get into that.
4'1".
4'1". But anyways, now trying to navigate dating while I'm like, okay, I want a man that likes me for me, you know, really kind of like messes with my personality, gets along with my family, and not just like gets along like high and by on Christmases, like really like you're integrated into like how me and my siblings function on the day-to-day because we're super close. Wants to experience things, is outside. I'm so outside. I'm actually so outside, and I literally dating, oh my God, the amount of times that I've been like, I'm a homebody. No, like I love a night in. If you tell me there's an event, I'm there. This girl called me. It's Saturday. Do you want to like get some drinks, chill in the crib, cook? You know what I mean? I'm outside. I'm taking off my pajamas. I'm throwing on more pajamas. And you know what I mean? But then my other girl's like, yo, do you want to club? I'm like, tomorrow. It could be club, another club. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I feel like there's this whole thing with men now where they're like, I want a girl that's a homebody that doesn't talk to a lot of people, that stays inside. So if you want a girl that's fucking boring, then say that. Not to say that you're not boring if you do that, but just to me, I'm like, that's boring because I did that for like 10 years to please a man.
A lot of the time when they say that they do want that is because they just want to know where your location is the majority of the time so they can go out and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Because they always know where you're at.
Yeah, that was the case with mine. Like, he would be like, I want you to stay inside, like, have fun with your friends, but then it'd be an argument if I actually, let's say, really wanted to go to the club, you know what I mean? Like, me being outside and bubbly and energetic and friendly and like creating content and like throwing this everything online or whatever within context, like that would drive him insane. But my outing would be like, I'd see my best friend and we'd go for dinner at Jack Astor's, be back by 9. So obviously that's safe for you. And then he'd be like, well, I want to be able to do the same thing because I let you do what you want to do. And his thing was living on King Street.
Biggest thing is I let you.
Like, brother, what? I let you? That's crazy.
Let you?
You know how many pieces of content I've seen from men, and they're like, yeah, I totally let my girl wear this and that. She can do what she wants. I'm like, yo, you're not hearing the let part, brother.
I
let you?
I let.
Sidebar, when you come out of a long-term relationship too, it's like, I know what it's like to love somebody wholeheartedly. Am I trying to do that again? Yeah, for the right person. But it's like, it's going to take a while for me to open up. I'm not dumb, stupid, or slow. So it's like, yo, I can be like, okay, we have a cool, like, relationship going right now. But the second shit gets real, I'm like, I don't like you that much. And then I look like an asshole, but I'm not. I'm just like, yo, we're just not past that threshold. I know what that threshold feels like. And I feel like only people that are in long-term relationships will understand.
I feel like a big problem with that comes from the fact that you are not taught to protect your feelings. You are taught to be the wife right off the bat, and you are taught to be this ideal type of girlfriend and this ideal type of wife. However, none of that teaches you how to protect your feelings. And then a lot of the conversation now spirals around, why are women so toxic, and why are women like this, and why are women like that? We are not brought up from young girls to learn how to defend ourselves emotionally. So a lot of the times when we get into these relationships, we do come into it 100%. However, you as men, you are taught how to protect yourself. You are taught how to protect your feelings. Whether it comes from your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, your boys that are around you that are giving you all these insights. We don't get that as women. So we come into this with our heart on our sleeve.
It's just open.
Just totally
completely open.
Completely open for it.
Yeah.
And then when we get burned for it, you know, it changes us. It changes us up a little bit in how we act. And I can understand where, like, now a lot of you men see the climate like that, and you're like, these girls are wild. They don't know how to be wives. They don't know how to be this and that. That's not it. We just weren't taught how to protect ourselves properly. So a lot of the women that you're meeting right now are women that are now coming into their own, that now know how to protect their feelings.
Yeah.
You gotta work for their feelings, baby boy. That's all it is now. You don't get the heart on my
sleeve.
You
don't get the heart on my sleeve.
Sorry.
Like, you have to. That's exactly what it is. Because dating now, I'm like, somebody already had me when I had my heart on my sleeve. You're gonna have to work for it. So as much as we can, like, hee ha ha, I like you, whatever. Babes, if you don't show me that you're worth me kind of opening up my heart, like, actually again, I'll just close it off. Like, I'll look like an asshole. I don't care. I feel like the people that I've dated so far would probably be like, she's an ass, because it's like, yo, like, I'll do one thing. One time I was talking, I was talking to a man, and he did something. I think it was something along the lines of, like, him saying, I don't buy flowers. I'm not super into romance. I've run into a couple of those where it's like, I'm not super big on romance. I'm not super big on flowers. I'm not super whatever. I've run into like 2-3 of those types of men now. And I just like cut. And I remember one guy being like, yo, so I make one mistake, but your ex did this, this, and this, and you stayed with him. First of all, one thing I've learned, never tell a man how your ex did you dirty or the things that you didn't like about him, because all they hear, some of y'all, all you hear is like, this is what I can get away with because this is what she put up with, right? So now the way I approach dating is, I was actually spoiled. I actually got 1,000 roses delivered to my door. I actually get picked up, like, you know what I mean? Like, you need to be super extra with it and set the bar up here, because if you tell a man that the bar is down here, I swear to God, he'll go down here. He's going to go down here. I'm like, the bar is in hell. It's like rock bottom. Whatever rock bottom of hell is, wherever the basement of hell is where a man will set the standard for you if you tell him how you've been done dirty. It's all, oh, I'd never do that. I'm so sorry. How could you go through that?
It literally does go, oh, I can get away with that, and I could probably get away with worse.
Men are always listening to hear what they can get away with.
Yeah.
I heard that. A man told me that. A man had literally told me, just the other day actually, men will listen and hear to see what it is they can get away with, and they'll test their limit.
Absolutely.
Which I understand. Women do it to men as well. Like, I'll see what I can say and do. to test my limit within reason.
How far can I go with this? Yeah, where's the boundary?
But the problem is, because we wear our heart on our sleeve, a lot of us, and we're out here like actually looking for love, we're not.
Yeah.
We've got rose-colored glasses on, so now right off rip, we're letting a lot of bullshit slide. Where I feel like with men, right off rip, they're like, no, bye, or goodbye. So now I'm just like, ooh, don't like that. Bye.
Yeah.
I have no patience. I have no tolerance. I don't care. I am not trying to be a good wife to you, because what the hell have you shown me? What have you shown me for me to want to be a wife to you?
We really went off the rails when men started asking us what we bring to the table. Some of y'all really need to go to war and die.
I bring nothing to the table. Build the damn house. Build the house and we'll worry about furnishing it.
Y'all really need to go to war and die. Like, seriously? Some of y'all really need to get lost at sea for a couple of years and come back with like scurvy and a missing leg. I don't know what happened.
An amputee.
I really don't fucking understand. It's concerning.
It's so concerning.
Because why are you asking me what I bring to the table? We're the one that wants, you know, reproduction here, right? What do you think I'm bringing?
What I bring to the table is a uterus, and what you're gonna bring to the table is
what's gonna house what comes out of the uterus.
What's gonna house what comes out of the uterus?
Yes.
What is going to pay for my lashes, my nails, my regular maintenance,
and
the house?
Okay. The rails were here, okay? Listen to me, you. The rails were
we went
here.
off the rails.
Why did you go over there? The rails are here. The rails are here. You go straight.
I am not bringing anything to the table. I bring my uterus. You need to bring a condom because I'm not having your dirty kids. At this point in my life now, coming out of a long-term relationship where I didn't feel like myself, I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel valued, I didn't feel appreciated. Honestly, I'm mentally checked out. The both of us were mentally checked out for years.
Yep.
We just invested so much time that, like...
Time is a scary thing because it keeps you there.
Yeah. So, like, imagine you're in your late 20s, you get out of a relationship, you have the societal pressure of, like, oh, I should be married and I should have kids. And I'm like, I guess I could make it work with you, but I was being disrespected. I'm like, we both weren't happy. So it's like, cut it off, you know? But now I had my like few months of like, oh, like fuck around. Don't take anybody super seriously. But now I'm like, it's like I was telling you earlier, like, no, I'm looking for somebody that can actually be my partner. Eventually my husband, like I date for intention. I'm not going to sit around and cap and be like, I just want to be like super independent and by myself and blah, blah, blah. No, like I could be super independent. That's fine. But like also, I could be honest and be like, I'm looking for somebody without I'm not actively seeking them out, but it's like in the back of my mind, I'm like, you date with intention. Because why would I want to waste more time? Because I didn't want to be in the situation that I'm in right now. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to. Obviously, you want your parent to act right is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
but like,
your partner to act right.
You want your partner to act right. You obviously don't want to be in a situation where you break up, but it's very important to know when to walk away. And that's another thing. I feel like if you're in your late 20s, actually at any point in life, especially once that societal pressure kicks in, it's really hard to leave because some people let that pressure get the better of them. Don't let the fear of needing like a husband, marriage, and kids at a certain time be the thing that holds you in a bad relationship.
Something I actually want to add to that is actually advice to the people who are supporting anybody who does come out of a long-term relationship. Like if you are in your like late 20s, in your early 30s, listen, we completely understand the advice of maybe you should chill out, spend some time finding yourself, take a break. I absolutely understand where that advice comes from. I am very blessed to have a support system of my girls around me who just kind of just let me do what I want, and then they just checked in on me. You know, they're just like, "You good? You alive? You in prison?" Like, but you know, that type of thing. But they kind of just let me go through the motions of whatever I need to go through to self-discover and like refine myself. I could always go to my closest friends and be like, hey, I met this person, hey, I'm doing this now, hey, you know?
Yeah.
And it was very much so judgment free. Everybody goes through these type of processes, healing very differently. Healing is not linear. It's not just like you need to fucking go on a trip to, I don't know, India, into the mountains and become
pray, love shit.
You don't need to do that,
No.
okay? You can turn up, you can get lit, you can go out, you can meet people, you can do events, you can try new things, you can meet new people, you can do all of these things, and that is very much so a part of you finding who you are because you're learning what you like and what you don't like at the same time, right? And sometimes, you know, to the outside looking in, it could be like, oh, they're doing a lot, they're doing too much, you should sit down. Yo, let people heal in the way that they need to, because it's going to look different on everybody.
Yeah.
You as the outside person, just make sure they're good. Be like, are you good? Like mentally, physically, is everything good here? Because if everything is good, they're good. You know, that's the biggest thing, you know, because we always hear the whole, you should like,
the safety net talk.
The safety net talk.
Like, let me tell you what to do so you protect your feelings. Because as your friend, as your family, we don't want to see you hurt. But it's like, yo, like, I was hurt in this relationship and I'm trying to figure my shit out. You protecting me from every mistake that I possibly could make is really not helping.
It's actually more dangerous.
It's literally more dangerous because now what happens if I fall into a relationship the exact same way? Young, naive, but this time just older and naive.
And we with less experience, you know. We understand where the safety net comes from because it comes from a good place and it comes from a place of love. And obviously, we're not like talking bad on that.
Yeah,
but when you hit a certain age, that safety net, it gotta go.
It's gotta go. Take the safety net, rip it off, rip off the band-aids, take off the training wheels.
You gotta be comfortable with watching your friends fall.
Yeah,
you gotta be comfortable with watching them make mistakes. Bounce back from those mistakes and learn from those mistakes. You got to be comfortable with watching your friends get hurt. It's hard and it sounds crazy, but you got to get comfortable with that if you are the support system. Mm-hmm. You know, that's where I'm thankful for mine because they watched me get hurt and they let me go through my hurt because at the end of the day, I've grown up around women who are always just watching me like, you're a grown woman. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to come in here and tell you how to live your life. So if you got a dude or a girl, whatever, and they're going through it, don't come up in there and thinking you can tell them how to live their life. They're grown. They're grown. You gotta hug it. You just gotta hug it and be like, it hurts, but you gotta let them fall sometimes. They'll bounce back. And if they don't, that's why you're the support system.
That's why you're there.
That's why you sign.
And
if you didn't sign up for this, why the fuck you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Like,
leave.
Move. Shit.
That's another thing. Like, friends need to understand. Same with family, just your support system in general. When you're going through something, like a long-term relationship, a breakup in general is traumatizing. A long-term breakup where in the back of your head, you know you're not happy, but you're too scared to leave because of whatever reason, anxious attachment, whatever have you, no judgment. But a long-term breakup where you are so severely dependent and attached to a person is a different type of trauma. So if your support system has not gone, like luckily, like you've gone through that, which is why I feel like we get each other. But like to the friends and people around that have not gone through that, the way I want to just be like when I hear take a break, just stay inside, don't talk to. I was doing that in the relationship, brother. Like, what do you think anxious attachment is? No, I'm not going to talk to my friends. No, I'm not going to go outside. I don't want to do anything that could potentially upset my partner, even if it's not going to upset their partner.
You're just doing it by yourself.
Now I'm in my head and I'm going to tell my partner, but fuck, I overshared and now I don't want to be doing too much. Damn it, they're not answering me. Maybe they're at work. Maybe I'm bothering them and now you're in the spiral. I was in that spiral for years. So respectfully, the take a break, don't go outside is like out in one ear and out the other. Like it's just that's not what I need to hear. Obviously, if like your friends are going off the rails, then that's one thing. But that's it's like, don't try to be protective to the point where you keep them in a shell because it's like they just came out of a shell.
And it's really important, especially
they need to explore.
In your late 20s. You got to.
You need to explore.
Life is crazy the older you get. It can get calm, but like if you're out there and you're really trying to like learn who you are, you're like, it's crazy out here, man. You go through like 1,000 different personalities in like a month.
Same.
Yes.
You'll also never be able to feel what calm after a storm looks like if you get out of a storm and then you immediately like go hide. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't take the time to rebuild.
Yo, you don't know what
peace looks like until you go through the trauma, make the mistakes, go through the ups and downs. You know what I mean?
There's no idea.
You don't get out of something and then you sit at home and then you heal and you go out and you find the love of your life, bro. When I got out of my relationship, it was such a weird way of thinking, but I feel like a lot of people have actually thought like this, the more women that I've spoken to. I'm like, well, this one didn't work out, so the next person immediately after is going to be my husband. Like, that's just what's going to happen. That's how God has it planned. First of all, no. There's like 1,000,001 lessons that you need to learn. The men or the women that come into your life more times than not are going to be lessons, and you're going to learn things about yourself. It's going to be super up and down. You might hurt a couple people along the way, and then you find your own peace, and then that chapter. It is not one man or woman, and then you like get out of it, and then boom, you find the love of your life.
That is genuinely the exception, not the norm.
That'd be such a nightmare because the first person that I met after my breakup.
I know those stories of like, we met we've been together since whatever. It is not the norm.
To be honest, I can honestly say now, being the whole high school sweetheart thing is not for me. I thought it was super romantic. I think it was just because I had a really bad, anxious attachment to that man because he was all that I knew, and I was really sheltered, like, kind of like growing up in general. So it was like, this is the first person that I'm in love with. I'm like, is this love or is this just like obsession and attachment? Like, I don't think I actually know what love is. Not as an adult anyway. So, but I didn't know myself either. So now I'm like, what's it like to have somebody love me for me? And now I'm craving that. You know, I'm craving like somebody, you know, the next man that approaches me, I'll know if you see this podcast, okay? I'll know. Because the thing about being a content creator and posting and then openly talking about dating and love life is sometimes, twice now, men will come and be like, oh, they'll say all the right things, and then you're like, you went through my content, didn't you? You went through my content. And that's why you know about me. Take the time to get to know me. Fun fact, that's why I redid my Instagram. I just had a bunch of baddie posts and no content, which isn't like me, but I'm like, I don't want you to like you can get my vibe or whatever, but I don't want you to like know everything about me from my page. It's weird.
No, it's weird. It's very weird. And it's weird because, like, we live in an age now in a society where people don't get to know each other authentically anymore. And if you deviate even a little bit from what you are online, they're like, oh, she's fake. She's phony. It's like, no, do you understand? I feel like people don't understand how multifaceted people are. People are, like, this one. You see this one right here? Y'all know her from her, like, TikTok. You guys don't know her creative. Her creative is a whole other person, by the way. It's a different entity and being.
Yeah.
Like, when she gets into her zone of, like, lyrics, music, like, when she's putting together visuals, sound, like, all of that, when she's reworking her sound, that is a whole other, but it's still one person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't take the time to get to know that, it's not that it's fake, it's just that you're fucking lazy. You're fucking lazy. That's all it is. You can't expect somebody to get all the answers now from, like, a reel or from a TikTok video or from a post. Like, some of y'all need to take a little bit more time to get to know the people that you're really investing your time into.
That's a thing. Because, like, I feel like with content, people will feel like they know somebody based off of what they post.
Just off of their content. You don't.
I mean, like, just based off my content currently alone, like, because I don't have a lot of music content up, you would think that I just, like, hate men and I post a rage bait. It's true, I do hate men and post rage bait. But I feel like a lot of people will look at somebody's social media and feel like they get a gist about them, and it's like, no, because, like, yeah, like, my stuff looks like it's rage baity, it looks like I hate men. Some people could say bitter if you can't take the joke. So, but then in reality, if you meet me, it's like, I'm a lover girl, I'm sensitive, I care about absolutely everything. I've got, like, a small group of friends. I don't run with people that I don't feel comfortable with, and it's super rare once I feel comfortable. Like, I'm a people person, great conversationalist. Doesn't mean I like you, though. You know what I mean? Don't get that shit confused.
That's called being cordial.
That's called being cordial, baby. Like, I'm almost like a chameleon. Like, you could put me in any situation and I'm going to blend to whatever situation. I used to think that was a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I can blend in any type of situation. It doesn't mean that I actually fuck with you.
We could bring her to Black and Blue and put her on Jane Street. It's crazy.
You could put me in the hood, or you could put me in, like, a Michelin star restaurant.
Amen.
So which way do you want to go?
And
which way do you want to go? Like, and everything in between. But it doesn't mean that, like, one specific spot is, like, my home habitat. Like, you wouldn't know me. You wouldn't know that unless you actually get to know me.
Which is why y'all need to stop being fucking lazy.
So it's like, yeah, like, stop being lazy and assuming you know people from social media. Because I've known people, I've literally gone out with people where I think they're one way because of their social media, and then I'm severely disappointed because they are so far off. But at least I'm not lazy. I'm taking the time to get to know you. I'm like, yeah, this just isn't my cup of tea. This is actually a cup of bleach mixed with vodka.
Oh my.
And I took it thinking that I could handle it, and now my throat and insides are burning and I need to go to the emergency room, but it's, like, closed.
Yeah.
So the next option is to block you.
And that's where we get into the blocking.
Normalize blocking people.
Yeah, some of y'all get a little bit too hurt by that.
I have no more tolerance after the things that I had to put up with my, not even had to, I chose to put up with my ex. So now, slightest inconvenient, blocked. I don't care. And I'm not the type to be like, let me unblock you and show you I don't care. I do care. F you, get out of my face. smallest inconvenience and you're getting blocked. And I don't have a tolerance. I don't have a high tolerance. If a man were to come to me now and be like, I'm looking for a woman that has patience, why? What are you putting me through that I need that much patience? Why do I have to be Gandhi right now, brother?
This is where I come from when it comes to guys who are just like, I need a woman with a lot of patience. Really and truly, if you're coming into anybody's life and you require a lot of patience, you need to work on yourself.
Leave.
You need to go and work on yourself, because at no point in my everyday life do I look at a person and I'm like, I want to be an inconvenience to somebody. Because that's what you're saying. You are saying you want to be an inconvenience to somebody's life. Do you realize that, right?
Like, why are you trying to
I want a woman
inconvenience
with
my
a
whole
lot
life?
of patience. I am a very inconvenient person, is what you're actually saying.
Gotta ask, like, you telling me that I need to have patience, you telling me, what did I hear one time? I need a woman that's compassionate, caring, and sensitive to my situation. You want to know what that meant?
Poor.
You want to know what that meant?
You're poor.
You're poor.
You're poor, and
You're
you like
poor.
staying poor.
And you like staying poor.
You make very bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
And we need to support your bad decisions.
You have, like, no sense of self.
Oh,
you have a
God.
very fragile ego. A lot can be told about somebody based off the way they speak about their ex. Like, if I was out here like, he's this and he's that, and he's like, not to my girls, like genuinely to everybody, to potential partners, like there is a problem with me, because it's like I can recognize, okay, this was something, it went south. Like, you can make your haha 1-2 joke.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's two people, you came together, it went south, move on.
Yeah.
Move on. But I've met people where it's like they're out here, yeah, like, F my girl, she did this, this, and this. Like, I'm trying to find a girl that's the opposite. The heal, leave me out of it.
Yeah. Figure that out by yourself.
Because how you talk about your partner before, even if they did you dirty, I don't have nice things to say about my ex, but I can be like, it didn't work. I was done dirty.
Yeah.
Move on. Like, literally move on. Because if I notice you're dragging that through, and then you have the audacity to be like, I need a person with a lot of patience. You need a therapist, and I'm not it. Don't call me at 3 a.m. because my phone is off, actually.
No.
I stopped saying that to people. I'm like, oh my God, you can call me anytime. I'm asleep.
Do not.
Don't fucking try
If it is genuinely not an emergency, if I pick up the phone at like 3 a.m. and I'm like, hey, is everything okay? Are you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm just chilling. What are you saying? I am blocking you.
If you're having
work in 4 hours.
Deadass.
Fuck. What's the matter with you?
If you're having an anxiety attack, fine. But at this point, check yourself first. And I can say that because I have to check myself, because it's like, as someone who's suffered from anxiety, and I say suffered because it's like I feel like I've kind of worked through quite a bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ease that shit by calling someone else, because it's honestly you subconsciously end up relying on someone else. It is kind of something you have to work through.
It becomes a crutch.
It becomes a crutch. I've been a crutch to people, and it's like I'm all here for helping out friends and whatnot, but it's like I recognize even with myself when it would become a crutch. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, unfortunately, this is just one of those things that you have to get through on your own.
Sometimes, honestly, I feel like we have to learn. You gotta hug some shit. Some shit is hard to hug. You gotta hug some.
You just have to hug it.
Yeah.
It's not like, that's what I learned. Like, you have to hug certain hard feelings and hard times.
Yeah. And it sucks.
But
we're not saying it doesn't suck.
No.
It sucks.
But you come out on the other side so much stronger.
You do.
With such a better understanding of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That, like,
of yourself, and as well as of people. And you also learn how to interact with people and like observe people a lot better. I think we've learned to observe people through our own scope and then our own very like pinhole lens.
Yeah.
Again, people are very multifaceted. You have to open up your mind to be like, they can be this way, that way, and the third. You just have to be able to pre certain things and then make decisions for yourself about what are you willing to take on and what are you willing to deal with, right? Because here's the funny thing. If you don't give them that cheat code, please stop. Ladies, please stop giving these fucking niggas the cheat code. Please stop telling them you like.
Stop telling men what you like and what you don't like, starting with the friggin' flowers. They should know, and if they don't know that a woman likes flowers unless she expressly says she doesn't like it,
stop giving
cut
them
them off.
Stop
giving them the cheat code.
And it's like, obviously express certain boundaries, but like the basics. Like, I like flowers on Valentine's Day. I don't know what dumb nigga needs to hear that every fucking bitch likes flowers on Valentine's Day. If you are dating a girl, I'm sorry. Hold on. I have to get close to the camera now. Oh. Sir. Hi, sir. Hi. You.
Wagwan.
You've been dating this girl for 4 years. and you believed she doesn't like flowers on Valentine's Day.
You're
because
broke.
She told you that. You believe that, right?
You're dumb.
You are actually the slowest person on earth. You're a car without a battery.
Stupid.
No, the car without a battery goes faster. Can't even lie. Buy that fucking girl some flowers before she fucks your best friend.
I admit.
I've heard girls all my life, and I get it. It's because we don't want to seem like we're like super needy or overbearing or whatever. I've seen it all the time. I've seen it all the time. When he still gets her the flowers, and you see how she dies and melts a little bit on the inside.
I don't care what nobody says every girl likes flowers. I don't care. Shut up.
And buy the fucking
Fine.
flowers.
You don't like regular flowers? Chocolate covered roses, fam. Like something.
Bro, something. Every girl that says she doesn't want to do nothing on Valentine's Day, do something small.
Cap.
Cap. We don't want to seem overbearing to you dumb fucks.
One thing that I realized in my last relationship, I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be overbearing. I don't want to be needy. I am needy emotionally. I'm needy and I'm overbearing. And if I like you, I want to hear from you 24/7.
Once a month. I think we can be a little needy.
Yeah.
God damn, I need a hug.
I'm literally emotionally needy. Like everything else, I'm good. I need a hug.
Damn it. I need a fuck. Shut the fuck up. I need a hug. Could you get off of stroking your nuts for 5 fucking seconds? I need a hug.
The melting point for me is like when like the guy that I like will like come up behind, like if you're like in the like the not the shower, like you're washing your hands or something, they kind of like come up behind you and their head rests like right here, like in between your neck. I'm just like my knees are weak. I'm not even in no sexual way either. Like knees are just weak.
I'm a little ball of anger, so my melting point, it takes a little bit longer to get there. So I will be like a little grumbling ball of fury for a little bit, but at some point, I'm just gonna literally turn and hug you back and cry into your chest.
So this is very much girl talk, and
this is just how. By the way, this is how girls just talk.
This is just us shooting the shit.
What's up?
This is literally us shooting the shit. So have fun, enjoy. Yes. Subscribe to my girl's channel. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.